A sourdough starter born on the Oregon Trail in 1847 is still alive today, outlasting every loaf on every supermarket shelf. The forgotten bread secrets and grain traditions behind it tell a story most families lost without realizing it. That survival relies entirely on an unbroken chain of daily care. The legendary trail starter, preserved by Carl Griffith, traveled thousands of miles in a simple pouch and continues to multiply today through a global network of volunteers mailing dry packets from Colorado. In San Francisco, another lineage has lived in a bakery since the 1849 gold rush. Rescued from the ruins of the 1906 earthquake by Louise Boudin, this mother dough has been divided and fed every day for over 170 years, under the care of master bakers like Fernando Padilla. Even Grandma Ingrid's century-old starter, sourced from an Amish family, endures through this same basic stewardship. By treating these wild yeast cultures as living heirlooms rather than temporary ingredients, families preserved a continuous thread of self-sufficiency across generations. At the heart of this survival lies a natural, self-protecting preservation system. When wild yeast and lactic acid bacteria ferment flour, they work in harmony to create a highly acidic environment, dropping the dough's pH to between 3.5 and 4.0. This sharp drop in pH acts as an invisible shield, turning the bread hostile to common spoilage molds like penicillium and aspergillus. Simultaneously, the organic lactic and acetic acids delay staling by slowing down starch retrogradation, preventing the crumb from turning dry and brittle. Instead of losing elasticity in 48 hours, a traditional loaf retains its soft texture for up to 5 days at room temperature. Modern laboratory trials confirm this biopreservation effect, proving that old-world baking naturally protected itself without a single synthetic additive. Before industrial mills, families secured their grain harvest in sealed clay vessels, a method dating back to ancient Greece and Egypt. These earthenware jars regulated moisture and shut out oxygen, preserving whole grain berries for years. On the homestead, the root cellar provided the ultimate low-tech climate control. Dug deep into the earth, these subterranean chambers maintained a stable temperature just above freezing and a relative humidity of 85 to 95%. This cool, dark environment kept grain dry and prevented mold without electricity. Keeping grain safe meant following a simple checklist: store grain off the floor, keep it in sealed, airtight containers, and inspect the stock regularly. Families checked their bins by sight and smell, looking for dark spots and sniffing for musty odors to catch spoilage early. This simple stewardship transformed raw grain from a fragile purchase into a multi-year survival asset. Whole wheat berries are the ultimate survival stock, capable of remaining viable for years, unlike pre-ground flour, which quickly oxidizes and loses nutritional value. Grinding these dry kernels only when needed preserves the rich, complex aromas and natural nutrients right at the moment of baking. A simple hand-crank grain mill, costing around $150, pays for itself over repeated use by enabling bulk buying power. Whole wheat berries average just $1.30 per pound. By milling at home and feeding a wild yeast starter, a hearty 800-gram sourdough loaf costs about 90 cents to make. Compare this to the $4 to $10 price tag of store-bought artisan loaves, and the pantry becomes a money-saving system rather than just a food shelf. This practice turns bread making from a recurring purchase back into a self-reliant household process. In 1923, industrial bakeries began using potassium bromate to make dough behave during mass production, trading slow fermentation for mechanical speed. In 1961, the Chorleywood process introduced high-speed mixing and additives to slash bread-making time from hours to minutes. Soon, pre-sliced loaves sealed in plastic became the supermarket standard. But this convenience carried a quiet trade-off. In a side-by-side test, a store-bought loaf on day 3 feels soft, but its resilience is artificial, sustained by chemical preservatives. By day 6, it succumbs to mold. Sourdough, relying solely on its natural acidity, holds its texture and flavor without a single additive, proving that plastic packaging only extends supermarket display life, not real household usefulness. Today, these self-sufficiency traditions survive in old-order Amish communities and Appalachian homesteads, but they are easily adapted to a modern apartment. A sealed bucket of whole wheat berries in a cool closet preserves baking potential for years. When baking with wild cultures, safety is non-negotiable. If a starter develops visible mold, a pink hue, or a foul smell, discard it and start fresh. Reclaiming this practice transforms daily bread from a commercial expense into a beautiful craft, a household economy, and a genuine survival skill. If you want to try this yourself, I have linked everything you need in the description below. Reclaiming these heritage skills does more than cut grocery costs. It restores our self-reliance. Find everything you need to start your own sourdough journey in the description below.